The woman just whispered something to her husband, but unexpectedly, the next second, her husband jumped from the 99th floor. By the time family members arrived, he was already dead. Everyone was confused why the richest man in South City, who always prioritized his health, would suddenly jump off a building on his 50th birthday. Just then, the daughter's best friend suddenly recalled that the wealthy man seemed to have heard something his wife said to him. Then, as if he had gone mad, he immediately jumped to his death. Upon hearing this, everyone began accusing the woman of being the murderer who instigated her husband's suicide, and even her daughter couldn't help but become suspicious.
Mom, what exactly did you say to Dad?
However, the woman didn't answer, only coldly staring at her husband's body. Even when Detective Hatt arrived at the scene and took her away for questioning as a suspect, she never once spoke in her defense. At the police station interrogation room, no matter how Detective Hatt questioned her, the woman remained silent. With no other choice, Detective Hatt told her that if she didn't reveal the truth, they would have to close the case, charging her with instigating suicide. At that point, she would be sentenced to 3 years in prison. But unexpectedly, the woman would rather spend 3 years working at a sewing machine than utter a single word of explanation. Meanwhile, as the daughter was organizing her father's funeral, she accidentally saw on the butler's phone that all the major online platforms were live streaming the story. Now, people across the country were discussing what exactly her mother had said to make the usually cautious tycoon choose to jump to his death without hesitation. To uncover the truth, the daughter visited her mother in prison, heartbrokenly begging her to reveal what really happened.
He didn't want to live anymore. What does that have to do with me?
However, the daughter didn't believe it because her father used to work out every day, took great care of his health, and deeply loved both her mother and herself. Someone so successful and positive had absolutely no reason to jump to his death.
Mom, what exactly did you say to him? Tell me, please.
Stop asking. Knowing too much won't do you any good.
With that, her mother hung up the phone. Seeing this, the daughter completely broke down. She couldn't accept that her once perfectly happy family had in just one day lost her father while her mother was imprisoned as a criminal. She felt like her world was collapsing.
Did you have anything to do with Dad's death? Tell me.
Seeing the girl's desperation, a nearby prison guard also urged the woman to explain things to her daughter, but the woman still refused. She even stated that she would no longer accept her daughter's visits. Time flew by in the blink of an eye, and before anyone realized it, 3 years had passed. The girl had also found her true love. She was getting ready to hold her wedding at a hotel the next day, but when her boyfriend suggested inviting her mother, who had just gotten out of prison, to the wedding, she firmly refused because she could never forget the tragic way her father died, and now she utterly hated her mother. She believed that if it hadn't been for her mother's instigation, her father would never have jumped to his death. However, her boyfriend advised her to be more rational. He also said that her mother might have her own reasons, and maybe the truth was something her daughter couldn't accept, which is why she was unwilling to explain.
Is that really the case? No matter what, she's still your mother. This is such an important occasion, our wedding, so let's invite her. After all, she's your only remaining family.
Seeing her boyfriend's rationality and understanding, the girl felt extremely fortunate to have met him during the 3 years since her father's death and her mother's imprisonment. Otherwise, she would never have been able to recover from her grief. So she listened to her boyfriend and invited her mother to attend her wedding. The next day, just as the girl and her fiancé were in the middle of their ceremony, unexpectedly, her mother arrived at the wedding venue dressed in mourning clothes. This scene immediately caused an uproar among the guests, who speculated that perhaps the mother-in-law disapproved of the groom and therefore dressed that way. Little did they know that the mother-in-law had actually come to attend a funeral.